angles do we need to solve this question?
There's two over.
Yeah. Okay, so some people on the test found this one. Waste of time, right? These are the two ones that you need. Okay, so Dakota, which one would you like to solve? Please do this. Which one would you like to solve, the top left or the top right?
I guess we could sort theta.
Okay, how do I solve that?
It's going to be
Okay, guys, kind of please do this, please. Go ahead.
e cosine law.
Yeah.
So you start off with those things would be I don't know, I solved for the other angle. That's
This
why.
one here? Okay.
Yeah, I solved for that.
Okay, I'll help you here. 13 squared equals 15 squared plus 22 squared minus 2, 15, 22 cos theta. Okay, so what has to happen is, so you have to use cosine law to find one of them. It doesn't matter which one. Okay, the bottom angle we don't need because we're going to make a new triangle for using for the tension here. And I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been, I don't know if it was Patrick or Robert. One of you guys did a neat little thing where you like canceled out the horizontal ones and did all that sort of. It was neat. You messed up your angles at the end, so it didn't work. I can't remember whoever it was. It was an awesome question. I loved it, right? But it didn't work at the end. But doing it this way is easy. Like this is meant to be a gimme for people. Okay, time. Can somebody do some calculator work for me? Actually, Austin, we're up to you. 13, your calculator boy today. 13 squared is. Yeah, equals.
225.
Yeah.
Plus 44.
Yeah. Okay, guys, could you please do this?
Negative 660.
There you go. Okay. And now can you do 169 minus those two? I don't know what that is.
Negative 540.
Negative 540. I'm going to skip a step. Which is a net. Can you give me what theta is there?
Yeah.
It'd be negative 540 divided by negative 660 and close inverse.
35.
35.1 we can call it. Also on the test, a few people lost a half mark. If I took off more than one half mark for rounding to more than one decimal place, let me know. I meant to only ding you once. Okay, right? So some people had the answer, you know, if they didn't, you know, if you didn't round to 0 or to 5, like you lost half a mark, right? I should only ding you once. Okay, how do you get beta then? What's the quick way to get beta? Brianna, how do I get beta then? Sine law sounds perfect to me. It's going to be sine beta over 15 equals sine 35.1 over 13. Okay, you mind working on that for me, please, and getting beta? Okay. All right. Now let's go through this now. Are we okay so far? What happened? So now if you take a look, it's like the standard question. We need one more thing, Ben, before we get started here. What else do we need? Do I still need to find? Yeah, that's what we need, but well, we need the gravity going down, right? So how do we remember how to get that? Yeah. So we're going to say FG equals 9.81 times 100, which conveniently is 981 newtons. Okay.
And we have to assume that this is at sea level together.
This is at sea level. No, this
We're
is
using 9.
okay, just wait. This is in outer space, simulated environment to Earth, with no friction or no anything like that. Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you. That probably makes a little more sense for those ones. Sorry to ruin everyone's question there. No one here is doing this themselves.
I'm not
Okay, here's the thing about tension. Okay, now the reason I'm doing this question is because, as I said, at least half the class screwed this up. Okay, I'm going to say. Okay, where is tension, which way are the tension forces going?
Tensile.
Tensile forces. Up. Why is it going to be up? Right on. Gravity is acting downwards, so the tension forces are going to be upwards. So what we're going to say is, I'm going to call this guy T1. I'm going to call this guy T2. And I call this guy 981. Okay? Yeah.
Why do we always move one of the vectors?
Well, because
Like, I know that we have to do.
What happens? Okay,
but
yeah.
Why?
Okay, basically what happens is when you add these two vectors together, that's equal to tension force, right? So when you add, it has to be this one. So if I add this guy to this guy, they have to be a tip to tail. You know what I mean? So it has to be like this plus this. That's how it goes. Okay. Now let's get a few angles in here, please. Let's get a few angles in here. Graham, how do I get? Tell me anything I can put in here, please. Anyone, doesn't matter. Somebody help me here. It's okay. Somebody help me here. I need you guys. Sorry?
This is backwards.
Oh, okay. So yours is like this and this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll help you out here. For this here, if this is theta, this is still going to be theta this way, right? So theta should be 35.1. Right?
Beta, you get beta at the top.
And then beta is going to be this one here, which is going to be 41.6. That's going to be a right angle if you care about that sort of thing, which you probably will. This is going to be then 48.4, and this is going to be, what is that, 54.9? Does that make sense for numbers? Can somebody tell me that matches their numbers? Thank you. Okay, good. We have one yes, good. Okay, then altogether this right here is going to be, what is that, 83.5? Does that make sense, right? That one there is 83.5, that big one? 48 and 35, yes? Oh, goodness.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, Matt. How do you solve for T1 from here?
This one?
Yeah, this marker. Yeah, that's right.
Just use sine law?
Yeah, just use sine law, okay. So we're going to say T1 as compared to sine of 41.8 equals 981. Yeah.
Yeah, shouldn't the top one be 48 and then the one in the middle be 41?
Can I mix that up?
Because you're doing 90 minus beta.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh, thank you, folks. Hopefully you don't take away my license here. Oh. You know, I didn't believe, actually. Reed, okay, I don't need to tell this joke publicly, but I'm going to. Reed came to me after I said, oh, Reed, thank you so much for helping on Thursday. And he goes, oh yeah, Mr. Sadler, there's so many errors in your notes. And I said, as if I could make a mistake on a calculus example, and then this just verified it actually is possible. So I take that back, read all those bad things instead of
Well, I didn't.
Thursday.
I mean, there's proof right in the notes, so.
There isn't, but we'll deal with that right now next
They
time.
were really bad.
76.7. All right, let's finish this up here before I lose my cool. 76.7. Okay. Courtney, do you mind working on it for me, please? Is that right? 76.7. This is better now? Now we're better? Agree?
Well, isn't it sine 48? Yeah. 48.
I'm having such a bad day here. 48.4. Okay, T1 equals.
I got 7.
Is there a point there? Someone confirm that?
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. I'll do the next one. T2 over sine 54.9 is 981 over sine 76.7. Megan, do you want to work on that for me, please?
I got 824.
Okay, for this here, ladies and gentlemen, before I continue here, that one you will see in your future on, maybe on your, I don't know if I'm gonna do like Mr. Lacy and redo questions. Okay, but this one was awfully done on your test. I wanted this to be free marks for people, okay? The solving for theta part, for some reason, I don't know what happened. I think you guys are too focused on,
I
like,
think there were no forces in it, and that it says tension, and then you're supposed to have forces, and it's like, well, there's no forces.
well, I think actually what happens, really, that what you guys are so focused on what you gotta do that, like, 'cause solving those angles would destroy people. Like, and I don't know why. Like, it would probably half the class. I'm not gonna half the class. I have half the class probably. Just looking at it and say I'm giving up. It's too difficult because they didn't have the angles in there. Okay, or try to do the angles and mess right up or whatever. Right. So you weren't the only person mad. Okay, there was a lot. Okay. So okay. Let's move on to the next question. This is the one that Reed kindly taught. No. The y values have to, right? Because this is only a y value up here, right? So if you were to find the y component of tension 1 plus the y. Yeah. So remember this remember this. So I can't remember who did it the long way. It was awesome. I keep thinking it was you, Robert. You made one little small mistake at the beginning, but other than that, he did a whole bunch of work. It took you 2 pages. Probably didn't finish your test. Okay, right? But that was awesome. But hopefully this is nice for now for the future to solve. Okay, right? Okay, this was the question that Reed did here. This is one of the more difficult ones, I think. This would be. Okay.
Yeah.
Can somebody, who are we up to now? Robbie, I think we're up to you. This one you could if you wanted to. Yeah. Please don't. I'm going to pause until it goes. Can you pick that up, please?
I was
Sorry.
mid-throw, and then you said, please don't throw.